Hey, Community Church. I'm Dave Lanzer.
And I'm Beth Holly.
And I'm Ginny Andrews.
And we're here today to share some pretty great news with you about some things that are going on in our community. We've been going through this pandemic thing, and so the idea of great news sometimes has seemed a little far off. Sometimes seemed like we were never going to get through that to the things that were good and happening again. But as we've seen in the last few months, things are going really well in our community, and we've been able to start holding in-person services. We've had a good number of people showing up. It's been really good to see bright, smiling faces in person and to be able to spend time with people that we love that we haven't seen in a very long time. We also have a lot of people who are still joining us for church online in the morning. And that's fantastic, whether they're folks that are here at home or we do have folks that go away on vacation and still join us online from wherever they are. It's awesome to be able to have that extension of our church community into other places. Another community just down the road from us, Wilson Church, has also seen some challenges and some changes during the pandemic. They have made a really concerted effort to reach out in the community in new and in different ways. If you follow them on Facebook, you'll see all sorts of great outreach things that they are doing and how they are showing God's love to people that are in our community. And because of the efforts of what they've been doing, their membership numbers have just grown like crazy. They have so many people that are tuning in on Sunday morning online, that are showing up to worship in their parking lot in person on Sunday mornings. And while that is a great blessing, it has also caused a little bit of an issue for Wilson Church. A couple of weeks ago, Pastor Jay, really awesome guy who's the pastor over there, called me up and he said, "Hey Dave, I need to talk to you." I'm like, all right, well, what's up, Pastor Jay? I need some help. Okay, lay it on me. What's going on? And he said, we have outgrown our church building. If you've ever been to Wilson, you know that it's an old, very small building, beautiful building, a great place to worship, but it is very, very small. And so he said their only option right now is to continue worshiping outside in the summer heat on Sunday mornings. We know how hot the summer is here in Maryland and how humid and sticky it is. And if you were to sit outside for a long period of time, you would understand why they've been having some health issues, especially with older members of their congregation or with their band members on Sunday morning. They're in a tough place. And so Pastor Jay said, is it possible for us to come meet at community? For us to worship in the sanctuary at community instead of trying to find some other place that they would have to pay for and be, temporary residents of. And so to have this conversation, we gathered a group of 8 or 10 members of community, some leaders that are on our council and others just very active members here in our community. And Wilson also brought 8 to 10 leaders, and just recently we had a meeting here to talk about this very topic.
We did, and we even had some members on Zoom, and Pastor Eric was able to join in on the discussion, our new pastor. When I came to this meeting, I did not have any preconceived idea of what it was going to be or had any expectations at all, but the discussion was so uplifting, and we were all so positive and so united in walking through the challenges that both churches could have, and there weren't any challenges. We were very united in discussion. It was really exciting.
There's a great outflow of the conscious decision that we've made among our leadership here to operate by a consensus model, right? A consensus model where we are working through all the hard details, having the really difficult conversations, not having a 51-49% vote, but being of one mind and of one spirit coming out of a discussion with the decision that's been made. And that certainly happened here. It was very encouraging.
It really was.
And the decision that we made was to take our 9:30 worship service, the blended traditional contemporary worship service that we've been holding for a few weeks now, and move it just 30 minutes earlier to 9 o'clock. This would be a small move that allows us to free up the sanctuary later in the morning for Wilson to come and hold a service here starting at 11. And while the discussion was at times difficult, mostly from trying to figure out logistics, we're in a transition period now with Pastor Eric not yet joining us, but being able to, as Mary Beth said, join us for this discussion. And he said yes. In fact, his words were, "Just say yes." His enthusiastic support for this change, even in the midst of his transition into this church and into this community, was such a reassurance of what God is doing in this time. And so we know that it could be a little bit difficult. This change is going to start on July 4th. It is Pastor Eric's first Sunday, but we'll be having our service at 9 o'clock, and Wilson will come in at 11. And we know that it could be difficult for some folks to make that change, couldn't it?
Yeah, it could be difficult for some people to get here by 9 o'clock, but we have to remember that Wilson usually starts their service at 10, and in order to accommodate our 9 o'clock service, they're going to move theirs up to 11. So that's quite an accommodation for them to make, but I'm also very excited about the prospect of having 2 services here. Our brothers and sisters at Wilson are in need. They need a place that's covered from the sun, protected from the sun, that's air conditioned, that's large enough to hold everybody that's coming to their service. And we aren't using our sanctuary at 11, so it's what Christians do for each other, correct? It's what we do to help our brothers and sisters in Christ. We help them carry their burdens, as Mike Gorman was saying last Sunday. So I'm looking forward to it. We'll have 2 services. If you can't come at 9 o'clock, come to the 11. And if you can't come at the 11, pull back and come to the 9 o'clock. You'll have 2 services. What could be better?
And if there's a conflict and you're out of town or just unable to get the kids moving early enough in the morning, or it was just a hard week and you want to sleep in and join us a little bit later online, we'll still be streaming our services to Facebook and to YouTube. The Wilson service at 11 will be streamed to Facebook as well. So all of our worship experiences are going to be available to all of the members of both churches whenever you're able to join us. One of the great things about the new technology we've been able to invest in during the pandemic to make our worship services accessible to people right where they are, whenever they're there. And so we encourage you as we move through the next couple of weeks towards July 4th when this change will take effect. If you've got questions, if you've got ideas, cares, would just like to talk about the change that we're going to make, please reach out to a member of the church council. Please reach out to any number of other leaders here in the church who have been here for a long time. We are excited about carrying the burdens, to bear the burdens of our brothers and sisters, to make some changes, to set aside some of the things that we've said we want, maybe, knowing that our brothers and sisters have need that we are called to help meet. And so reach out, talk to us, and let's all together work together to carry each other through this time and to help carry our brothers and sisters.
So please join us. We have 3 celebrations. July 4th celebration. Pastor Eric, our new pastor, will be here on July 4th, and we have Wilson joining us at 11 o'clock.
Be blessed, church.